Are these ministers delivering on their mandate? So first of all, let's get a general overview of how you think these ministers have performed post-reshuffle.
Very frankly, I'm not able to see the kind of energy I expected, because many of them had delegated their duties to play politics. For me, many of the policies and programs that they have churned out have been a mere reflection of the desperation of the president in winning elections in 2027. It is practically not anchored on the principles of good governance, neither is it anchored on the tenets of democracy. We could go around each and every one of them, but to a large extent, I have not seen the kind of political pragmatism that the man had promised in his renewed hope agenda. We could talk about the way and manner that they have carried out their duties. First of all, many of them do not even lack the requisite capacity and the skill. Many of them may be able to charade elaborate CVs, but these CVs have not translated any meaningful development. And then we've seen relatively close that the policies that the man had promised in his renewed hope agenda, there was a clear dichotomy when he came into office, because his agenda has now been critically tuned towards increasing taxation, generating more revenue for federal government and the state government, while leaving the people at the mercy of nothing. And many of these things are anchored on the intention to further the policies practically impoverish the people the more, while making political leaders and masters enormously rich, big, bogus, and financially buoyant. And if you go across the sector, is it from works, you can see the humongous resources that is deployed in the construction of numerous roads and bridges across the federation. And all of these things people together, does not. When you put all this together, it does not meet the cost, because money is being thrown at problem. We see many of them wanting to siphon resources, putting money into where the project does not retain the cost, nor does it convert the cost. If you go to education, we saw the man first of all took away all the subsidies in education. After taking away the subsidies in education, school fees skyrocketed from about 30-something thousand and went to about 80-something to 100,000. And all of a sudden, he went through the back doors and introduced NER fund, a loan that people can borrow to pay their school fees and pay back after they graduated in a country where there is no job. And the challenge for me is enormous, it's irritating. What do we go? Is it the issue of aviation? We saw a ministry that had 71 billion naira as its annual budget, engaging in a project of 712 billion. And that 712 billion innovation of Murtala Mohammed Airport did not go through scrutiny, did not go through legal process. The act was not endorsed, was practically done in one corner, being funded by a Chinese loan under the guise of subsidy. So people have argued that the ministers do not have a plan of their own, that the plan they were ought to carry out in government ought to be a mere reflection of Tinubu's hopes and aspirations, and especially in critical areas where the man appears to be interested in. But it does not materialize to anything meaningful. What we've seen is just theatrics, propaganda. Even if you talk about the Ministry of Youth, at least I was operating to meet with him the other time, the only thing that the president